All right, guys, talking to you about anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. I remember hearing that. I don't even know who originally said it, but I first personally heard Bob say it to me early on into my real estate sales career. And I have linked that up to, okay, well, what is worth doing? And Grant Cardone actually takes it a step further and says, what is worth doing is worth doing every single day. Right? So let's think about that. What is worth doing every single day, even if you're doing it poorly? Right? I'm going to say that again. What is worth doing every single day, even if it's being done poorly? Okay? And part of this title is be willing to fail. Be willing to fail. Okay, I would say now, even though we are in what appears to be, in my 12-year career, the best real estate market ever is probably the most challenging real estate market ever. Really, truly. And I don't know if you guys are seeing this or feeling this as well as like I am. I look at probably previous to this market, the most challenging market I faced was 2009, 10, really 2011, 2012, when we were at the bottom of the greatest recession that I've personally ever experienced in definitely my business and my career, but my life, to be honest with you, and most people's lives, okay? Just right after 2008 and that downfall. And I literally had to hustle my rear end off. I believe now, even more than then, we have to hustle even more, and we have to hustle with what we're not great at, with what we're not even good at, okay? You look at, in the last 5 years, what has changed? Technology has dramatically changed. We are a much faster paced business and life. Okay? Buyers want information more quickly. Sellers want information more quickly. Real estate agents, they're the most impatient sons of guns of them all. Okay? They really are. If you've worked with any of them, they want it yesterday, right? They want to sign up for Fearless Agent today, and they want it to change their career 2 weeks ago. You see what I'm saying? And what I'm noticing is there's more and more impatience, and there's more and more cluttered information out there. You're getting lost in information now more than ever. If you've noticed that, write in the comments if I'm not the only one noticing this. I want to make sure I'm getting this feedback. And so let's go back to the point of this. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly, and even more so, it's worth doing poorly every single day until you're great at it, and then it's worth doing it even more. Okay, so what is it right now in this market that you've got to be willing to do, you've got to be willing to fail at, you've got to be willing to do every day, even if you're doing it poorly? Okay, it boils down to one thing. And I don't care if it's on the phone, I don't care if it's a person knocking the door, I don't care. I probably wouldn't recommend doing too much social media to try and do this, but what I do know is that your future income, your paycheck, your lifestyle, the vacation you go on, the house you live in, the car you drive, the school your kids attend, the gifts you give your family for Christmas, the number of human beings you're going to be able to reach is going to be directly proportionate to how much you get paid. So how do we get paid? And I've talked about this concept all the time. It's get more customers. So that's the answer, right? That's the answer. Is you've got to be willing to do whatever it takes, even if you're terrible at it, even if your hands are sweaty, your armpits are sweaty, you're losing your breath in the middle of conversation on the phone or in person at knocking the door. How many of you are willing to go so far that you're going to go knock that for sale by owner's door that you've been trying to get a hold of and isn't answering your phone, right? How many of you are going to go as far as, hey, I didn't set an appointment, it's Friday, I'm calling Saturday too. I'm going to go Saturday prospecting. How willing are you to every single day, no matter how terrible you are, or how great you are for that matter, get on the phones, make the conversations happen, and go find the customers? When you get into that motion of I'm going to do whatever it takes, when you get into that energy, you will attract customers by looking for them. I know that sounds so different, right? You know, you've got two different types of philosophies out there. One is you've got to find your customers. Two is, you attract your customers. And I come from a third. A combination is you go find your customers and they attract to you. It's the craziest thing, right? Like, I've experienced this for 7 of my last 12 years, and understanding this, that like, I don't need to necessarily know that my customers are going to come from prospecting. I know that when I prospect, my customers will come to me. Somehow, some way, I get a text message, a phone call, an email, whatever. I get people get a hold of me, and then what happens next is, because I have been diligent at sucking so much, right? In fact, I remember when at one point when I was coaching with Bob, he taught this course called the Flight to Success, right? And I actually came up with the name. It was the fight to suck less for me, right? Like, it was this idea of the fight to suck less. Because you know what? It didn't matter how terrible I was. It didn't matter how much I stumbled over my words. It didn't matter how many people hung up on me or told me to piss off or slammed the door in my face, or even how many agents ridiculed me. Like, this is what something you guys might be dealing with, right? You're on the phones, you're making your calls, you're sucking at it, right? Even if you've been doing calls for a long time, you might be stuck in, and you got John over here in the corner saying, hey, look at this guy, got a suit on and making some cold calls. Who does he think he is? You're gonna go knocking some doors, right? Your biggest critics are probably gonna be at your office. Your biggest critics are definitely gonna be the realtors in your local market. How do I know? Well, freak, sorry, I'm trying to flip. Well, flip, guys. They're right here. I see them all the time in my own market, right? I see them all the time, okay? And they're going to get on your case. They're going to want to ridicule you for not doing it great, for not doing it well, for putting yourself out there is really what they're ridiculing you over, okay? So anything worth doing is worth doing poorly, and it's worth doing every single day. So it's prospecting, it's finding new customers. Like I said, I don't care if it's calling, I don't care if it's door knocking, I don't care if it's talking to your SOI. We did a client appreciation event last night where 200 people showed up. We generated 6 referrals already from that, okay? I don't care if you gotta freaking get on the phone and call every single person in your entire county. The purpose is to continually get new customers in your business, and do it every single day, no matter how skilled you are at it. And when you do it over and over again, you'll naturally get better. And even if you only improve just a little bit, you'll talk to so many people, you'll be in front of so many people, you'll stumble into deals. Like, it's crazy. You'll just stumble into the strangest opportunities because you were willing to do over and over again the action item that gets you in front of people, the action item that is most necessary to do even if you suck at it. Okay? And then the second thing is that you got to be willing to do, even if you're poor, you do it poorly, is let's go do presentations. Present as many times as you can. Present to as many people as you can. Present exactly what you're going to do with what you know you're going to do, and give it everything you got, and watch what happens. Watch the magic that happens. I wished I could see comments. I don't know why I can't see comments anymore. I can actually comment, hey, on mine. Weirdest thing. Maybe there's a difference between commenting and posting. Let me check that out. Hey. Oh no, post and it's all the same thing. Oh wait, I just had one pop up. Okay, called over an hour, nothing, but watching you now, getting back on the phone. Laurie, I cannot tell you how many times, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I have called this all week. Well, I guess it's only Tuesday, but I haven't set an appointment yet this week. In fact, I didn't set one last week either. Don't tell anyone, right? I didn't set any appointments last week, a whole week of getting skunked. But you know what it actually causes me to do is, like, I got to make more calls. I got to talk to more people. I got to go knock some doors. I got to go shake some stuff up. I got to be willing to, I know this. Laurie, if I don't go talk with people, if I don't go get in front of people, they're not going to come and get in front of me. They're not going to come. I can promise you this. There will be 0 for sale by owners come knock my door saying, hey, Colton, will you come list my house? It just ain't going to happen. I can tell you this. If I'm not staying in touch with my past clients, my SOI, through postcards, through email, through social media, through phone calls, through text messages, through staying in front of them on a mass amount, they're not going to come to my house. They're not going to come over and say, hey, Colton, we haven't heard from you in a year. Hey, Colton, we haven't got your phone call. In fact, I can promise you this, most people are never ever going to be aware you even exist, that you're even breathing, if you are not the one reaching out to them on a high level, right? So everything that's worth doing, I'm gonna repeat this one more time before I go, everything worth doing is worth doing poorly, and it's worth doing poorly every single day, okay? Everything worth doing. And in the real estate sales business, it's worth generating a customer, true or true. Like, I want you to think about this. How awesome is your customer service plan, your customer service system, if you have no customers? How great is it? It's gonna be terrible because you have no customers to service, right? So everything in real estate that's worth doing every single day, right, is one action item: getting new customers. Who can I meet with today? Who can I present with today? Who do I need to talk with today? Okay? And if you don't have an answer, start talking to people. It could be literally cold calling, right? I know because I've done it. I do it. My team does it. We make it happen. We make calls every single day, right? In fact, the most effective and efficient way that I've found is to get on Mojo Sells and start calling as many people as possible. And you will start to identify when there's an opportunity that you messed up, okay? And when you identify the opportunity on the phone, you messed it up, go knock their door. Go get in front of them. I actually learned from a good friend of mine one time that he totally slaughtered his script, his spill at the door, that he actually went a few doors down and then came back, knocked on the door and said, hey, listen, I just want to be able to do this again. Let's start from the beginning. He went through the whole script again, and he did it way better the second time. Still did not get an appointment, but my point being is, he was literally went and prospected the same door twice within 10 minutes just because he wanted to reapproach and get better at the approach. How do you think, though, by going to do that and face that fear, it helped him with the next doors? How do you think it helped him with going forward, right? See, my point is when you do it poorly enough, you will start to recognize, well, hey, that didn't work. Let me change my tonality. Let me change my words. Let me change my approach just a little bit. Maybe I need more enthusiasm in front of these people. Probably I need the right set of words to ask the question that gets the answer that I want. Okay? So everything worth doing is worth doing poorly. It's worth doing every single day. Thanks for being part of the Fearless Agent Nation. We appreciate you. You guys rock. Seriously, you guys rock. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I want to help out as many people as possible. I appreciate Jed, you being on here, my man. Lelena, I appreciate you. You're always a great person that I'm thankful we get to inspire and help out. Ryan, appreciate the positive words. And if you guys have questions, post them in this thread or let me know. I'll make other videos going forward, typically around 11 to 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time. That's Mountain Time. I'll do a live stream in here, okay? And I'll even, if you guys want us to do on Fridays, I'll have a Q&A. If you want, let me know. I can do some Q&A. The greatest, this is great. Ari says, fear of failure is one of my biggest issues. Thank you. Hey, you know what, Ari? Like, if I listen to every critic I have, which oftentimes is our agents in my own market, or you know what, people that know me, right? People that have known me since I'm a kid, that maybe they believe I should have turned out a certain way, or use certain language, or go to a certain religion or whatever. Like, if I let that affect me, I can guarantee I wouldn't be living in a 4,800 square foot house and my wife driving a brand new 2016 Land Rover. It wouldn't be happening because I would be too worried what those people are thinking, right? I'd be too worried about who I'm offending all the time. You can go check out my personal thread right now. I mean, I literally put a post up just because I knew it would cause a conversation on my thread because literally someone sent my mom an email about how I act as a human being, right? Someone sent my mom an email. Right? Like, what world are we living in here? So don't be afraid to be yourself. And in fact, don't even be afraid to not be yourself, right? Like, try different things on and be willing to embarrass yourself. Be willing to fail. Be willing to make mistakes. Be willing to walk out of the bathroom with toilet paper hanging out of your pants. Right? Be willing to do what people are so quick and easy to judge, because I can promise you this, if a person is being judged by taking an action step, if a person is willing to judge you, that means you should do more of it. That means you are doing what others are not willing to do. And in real estate business, on a high level, it is to find customers. I don't care if you have to put smoke signals up, if you have to send courier pigeons, no matter what you have to do, get new customers. And that is the one action item that you must do every single day, even if you suck at it. So let's join together the fight to suck less. If you're new to Fearless Agent, click on the link in above. Go check out fearlessagent.com. And if you're in Dallas, Texas, we're coming there live. Ask us for more info. We'll see ya. So he's a military veteran, served in the Navy. He was military police, served just in a big way with our country, right? And so one of the things that most hotels, I would think, offer is a military discount.